We are going to create an alert notification using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and we'll want to create these button triggers that will serve as triggers to our alert notification itself. So let's get started. I have here the templates, the app.js, index.html, and style.css files in one folder, and I have a live server in here because if I want to change something like this, um, when I click save, it will automatically reload this page. So if you want something like that, you just go on ahead and install a live server in your extension in your VS Code, and then you can right click and then open with live server. So let's get started by adding, I think, a little bit of content in here. So let's try to do that by adding our main and then a little bit of consent in there. So that's there, and what we want to do again is to add an HTML styles. So we have a little bit of styling in there, and then I think the next move what we'll have is the adding some buttons in here, the actual triggers to our alert notifications. So let's try to do that. We are missing a closing tag in here for the div, and let's try to add the container. So I think this div must go here, and class of container, and then we'll add buttons in here. So I'll have a button where, because I want to target this later to trigger the success notification, I'll have the ID added in here for the success. And there's the class of button and success. We'll use this btn because there will be 4 buttons in here, and we're just add the generic styles for our buttons, and then the success is for the color, success green for success, red for error, something like that. So I have a little bit of SVG in here. I just this is an inline SVG. I just uh, want to add in there, and then success text. So this is what we have so far. So let's try to style that one by going to the styles, and then I think the SVG, let's try to add a button first. So this is the basic styling for the button. We have the padding, the border, and things everything like this. So let's try what it looks like. So we have in here. So as you notice, our background is we will have no background. I think it's color gray or something, because that's what we want for our generic button. Because later, if you want to target success, I'm just gonna quickly show that. Because we have a button and success, we have background color of green. So that's something, it will show something like that. And then I have an SVG. I just add some SVG because I have had SVG in here. You might just don't actually see it, but it's there right here. So I just quickly style that. So this is what it looks like right now. So I think we'll just go on ahead and add our 3 um, remaining buttons in here. I'm just gonna quickly do that by adding the other buttons in here for the error, warning, and information. So I'll just replicate the process in the first success button, and I will just target their colors. So what we want to do is to target these colors, and then click save, and yeah, we'll have our buttons in here. So the next thing we need to do is to I think we'll style first our alert notification in the top right corner. So let's do that. Let's add first our template, our HTML for the alert notification. Let's try to minimize these things, and then so we can focus on our alert. So the first thing we need to do is to add a div and class of I think we'll call it success alert, and then class of alert, and then we'll add a I think another div because the success alert is just a container, so we can put it in there. So I'll add another div for the actual content. So let's try to add alert content, where in the alert content we'll have the icon. So let's try to have an icon for the success, something like this, where we have an icon. So let's just do that by adding a message icon, I think container for success, and then inside the span we'll just add the icon itself. So I'm just gonna quickly copy the SVG style in here, so where I have a message icon class and the SVG itself, and then after the message icon, let's try to add the actual message, the alert message. So let's try to target that by adding message, and we have a class of message, where let's try to add a text in there. So we'll have successfully displayed alert notification, something like that, and we'll add a close SVG, the close icon, if you want to manually close the alert. So let's do that by adding this SVG. So what we have so far is something like this: successfully displayed alert notification and this close button. I think the first thing we want to achieve is to put this one at the top right corner. Okay, so let's try to style that one, and we'll have the message icon container. Let's try to inspect our classes in there. Oops, it's gone. So what we have is the success alert. So let's try to target our alert. I think that we are missing the alert class in here. Um, yeah, because this should be an ID. So we'll have an alert class, and we'll target that class so that our alert will be displayed in here. So let's try to do that by adding an alert style in there. So our success alert should be, it's currently missing because we have added a default of display none, but let's try to add first a display block. So we'll have our success alert notification in here, and then let's try to, I think it's already at the top right. Yeah, it's just a matter of fixing the SVGs. So I think we'll fix first the SVGs. So let's try that by adding a message icon in here. Okay, so it's a lot smaller now, and let's target this SVG in here, the close SVG. Let's try to add something like that in here. So we'll have a button in here, success, and this SVG. We are actually getting there. So what we need to add for now is this style in here, where we can actually see our content. So let's try to add an alert content style just below in here. So yeah, that's it. And alert icon, this icon in here, we have a white background, and then I think we'll just add a background color for the this one. So it should be color green. Yeah, it's getting into place right now. And then let's try to add I think we need to add a padding in here because it's quite a little bit close together. So I think we add a message icon container padding. I think, yeah, I think that will solve it. And then we'll want to place this content at the center. Um, let's try to do that. So we'll target the close, the message, and the icon all together, and let's try to display flex them. So this is how we're going to target them. Yeah, and I think this pretty much do the job. So let's just add a alert icon, just a little bit of styling here, and then yeah, I think that's pretty much it for our alert notification for the success. I'm just checking if it should be cursor. If we hover the alert, it should have an hover of a cursor. Let's try to do that. For the cursor close, we need to add a hover. So yeah, so this pretty much does the job for the alert, for the success notification. And then I think we can replicate later for the information, warning, and error. So um, I think I can. We just have to add them right now. So I just have to, for example, for the information, let's try to minimize this one, and I think we'll just have to comment this out and add our information. This is a simple information. So and then we add the styles in there for the um, SVG color, just like in the buttons. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the information. So let's try to code this thing. Let's try to uh, work first our way to the success notification. So this one is what we want to do is to um, show this at trigger. So the next thing you have to click on success, it will should show, and then we'll add a little bit of JavaScript in here. So when we click the success, it will trigger the display in here, and then it will just close when you click manually here, or 2 seconds or 3 seconds have passed by. So let's try to close that one by adding a display none, and then we'll try to trigger that by adding a class of hide. Let's add here for the show. Let's try to add display block, and for the hide, this hide display none. So I think that is our direction for now, but later on we're going to change this because you can actually style a display none. You can only style a display block. So I'll show you that how you can do that by animation display later. This will trigger later. Let's side our slide in transition like that, and it should, when we trigger that, it should just slide in when the alert enters our screen. So let's try to add JS. So the first thing we need to do is to because we want to listen for all these buttons, what we want to do is to listen for a click event in any of this. So let's target them all. Const buttons, const buttons equals document that get uh, a query selector all will try get all the buttons. I think what's our class in there, the btn. I think that's the btn. And then for we'll map them all together for each button. Let's try to, we are going to I'm just gonna check if we are doing the right thing. Yeah, for each button I'll have a callback where I need to listen for each button click. Button add event listener for, let's listen for a click, then it will trigger a callback function. And in the callback, if we have this okay, I'll show you that if this is working properly. Let's console log the target. This is the target. When we click a button, I just gonna show this in here. Console. If you click count success, if you click the success button, it should display the success element or information warning error. So let's, if this works properly, it should do that. So this is an event on the click event for the success button. So I think we'll get the ID something in here. So we have the ID of success. Yeah, we have a button, and I think it's displayed in here. ID of success. You can see we have the target in here, and for the information, and the target is the information. Let's mouse over the target button. So there. So it's pretty much working properly. The next thing we have to do is to check if it's a success button. If it's the target is the target that ID is equals to success, will show the alert notification for the success. Or the first thing we need to do is to target first the success notification. Success alert is equals to document that get element by ID. Remember that we have added the ID of success alert for the success. So this is pretty much the simplest way to do these things, but later I'll show you how you can actually dynamically target these things. So the first thing we have to do is to if it's a target success, we'll add an alert. We'll add the success alert that class list. We'll add the um, show icon. I show class, and then success alert class list, and remove the hide, and I think they remove we have the remove. I think we'll just have the hide for now. Okay, let's later add the remove. So I think that's good to go. Let's try to click the success. So there, it's working properly now. So if we click the close button, this is another let's try to add that later, but for now our success is working properly. So what we need to do is, if we click it will set the timeout so that it will begin in 2 seconds. We'll set it right here. Set timeout. We'll have a callback where we want to close the alert. So add event listener that class list that remove show, and then add event listener that class list that add the height. So that's pretty much what we are doing right here. So let's try to click and it should set the timeout. Let's try to uh, 2000 or 2 seconds. So 1, 2, should be gone. Oh, it's not working pro properly, and because set timeout there. Let's try to add that. 1, 2. Hmm. Yeah, it shouldn't work properly because we have an event listener. Should be success alert. So if we click success, it should display success and it will be gone. That's what I'm talking about, where we can actually style the display none. So if we just add animation, so it will really not follow that animation because that's it's designed something like that. So our workaround to that is we'll just have to add the we'll just display it something like this, and we'll just add opacity 1, or I think that's not necessary. So we'll just add to let's try to add our animation in there for these things, and then what we can do is to listen for an animation. Let's try to click that and hide something like that. So what we want to do is we want to completely remove that one. So by doing that is when we click, we should add this show, and when 2 seconds have gone by, it should show. We should add this hide class, and it will pop right above, and then after this animation, it should be gone. So let's try to remove, because we can't actually style anything, add an animation to anything that has display none. So let's try to add display none later. So then what we can do right here is let's remove the alert. So success alert, I think we're going to add success alert, that add event listener. So we want to listen for the animation something like that, and then it will trigger a callback where we will have to add success alert, that class list, and then add remove. So right after it has been animated, we need to add a remove, and then it will be removed. But there's a problem in here because it will just trigger once. So what we need to do is let's rerun this event listener every time we show the alert. So we just have to run it once, then after it is being called again, it will run again. So because it's only called once, so that's right there. Yeah, it's not showing anymore. I think we have an error. Our problem right now is it only triggers once. So right after that, it does not trigger again. um, let's try to inspect element, and this is how you can debug your code. So let's where's the success in here? Let's try to click. So it has remove show. So we should remove the remove class in here. So I think we can target that by adding, wait, so success remove show, um, I think remove hide, I think we'll need to add remove as well. So there's a little bit of irregularity in our notification. It will be gone, something like that. Or if you reload, it will be gone. I think we need to add this one at the set timeout. So let's reload, and then yeah, it's pretty much working properly now. Show, hide, and remove. Display show. Let's add hide, and then let's add remove to simply remove the um, notification. So that's pretty much what this is all about, the success alert, the alert notification. And then let's move forward again with adding the all these notifications, the success information, warning, and then the error. So let's try to do that. So for the information, warning, and error, we just have to replicate this one, something like that. And if target is equals to information, and then get element, let's try to just copy this, and information alert, um, information alert, and then for the info, let's try to unhide this first, the alert. So information, and then um, let's try to copy this in the information, something like that. Okay, so doing this is a lot of messy code right here. So uh, just imagine we're going to replicate this one 3 times. So I think we can do better than that, but it works properly, something like that. And then for the information, like that, excuse me. And then I think what we can do is we should encapsulate this in a function, and then this one also in another function. Let's call it show alert, and let's call this one um, hide alert. So let's try to do that. Let's remove this first, that one. So show alert const, okay, it's const show alert is equals to function. Let's try to add this in a function show alert. Let's just try to do that. A simple right now, and then I will just copy this because we want to pass like show alert, and we'll pass the target, like the no, not the target, but the alert. So this one, success alert, let's just pass in success alert, something like that. So we'll have the alert and this the success alert because we have passed it in the function, so as a parameter, and then we'll receive that as for example just alert, the generic term alert. And then since we have this alert, success alert, we can just copy this, and then based on our parameter in here where we have the alert, this is copy the alert. So if we add a success alert, we'll pass in success alert in here. This is in other words, this is already success alert, success alert, success alert. But if you pass information alert, this will also be information alert, information alert, information alert. So let's focus for success alert right now. We can remove this, and then the next thing we have to do is to remove this one. We want to remove the alert. So let's try to add function remove hide. Let's try to add, I think, close alert, something like that. Close alert. So we'll receive again the alert, and then we'll just copy this. So this one. So we'll have the alert. For example, this is the success alert. We'll have the just rename this into alert. Let's format. So yeah, we have already the show and the close alerts. So I think that so if we show alert, I think this is where also we hide them. So right after we show the alert, we have to set the timeout, then close alert. So I think we just need to remove completely these things, and let's try to add the hide alert inside the show. Close alert. So let's pass in the alert itself, or we have this set timeout. Set timeout of close alert, the alert. I think that's pretty much it. We'll just add 2 seconds, 2000 ms, or 2 seconds. So I think this pretty much is working fine right now. Let's try to check if this works. Alright, it's working properly. So to add the information alert, we just need to else if e.target.id equals to information, and then we'll just show alert information alert. So it should work there. So yeah, it's working properly now. Let's just try to add all the other alerts, and I think in the next video, aside from this, is I just want to show you how you can make this code dry, because it's just repeating this entire template, like the success. It's just been repeated in here, and also when we try to add all the other alerts, it's just a repetitive one. So in the next video, I'll show you how you can make this code dry by just using another one template in here and one template in the buttons, because it's just repetitive. But for now, let's work our way into this method, because this is as simple as it gets. So and we'll just show here, just replicate another. I think we can just do this like that, and then reload. We'll have the success, the information, the warning. Oops, the warning is not working because yeah, we have not added yet the warning element in here. So the warning, and then error. So our next thing is the close button. It's not closing right now, and just like what we did in the buttons, where we listen for events, I think we can do the same for. We just copy this one, and we'll do the same for the close buttons. So for the close buttons, I think we have BDN close in here, BDN success, BDN information, BDN warning. So we'll just target those buttons. Yeah, I mean it's not buttons, I'm sorry, it's the close buttons. It's the where's our here, the success alert. We have here we have close buttons, close success alert, this one. So we just need to target these buttons. We'll just target the class of close. So yeah, that's sorry for the a little bit of confusion right there. Close buttons, document, document that query selector all. Let's select all the buttons. Let's select all the buttons that has the class of close. So if it's ID, let's try to add it. We'll just add like that ID, but for the class it's like that. So I just replicated this and close. Let's try to rename close buttons, and for each button, let's, for the clarity, let's just replace that with close button. And for each target success, let's close alert. Let's close alert. Let's just replace that with close alert. So I think that's pretty much working properly. Let's just try it for now. So success, let's close. It's not working. Close buttons. Close alert. Yeah, because our target is the, yeah, because our target is not the button. It's the other button. So I think our wait. I think our ID for each close button is like here. Alert content. Let's find it. This is how you can find it in the console log. In the elements, I mean the elements. So inspect elements, and well, yeah, we have close success alert, and then I'm just assuming that uh, all other names follow the template. Close success alert, or then close information alert. I think close warning alert, and then close error alert. Okay, so that's pretty much working properly now. Success, information, and then warning, and then error, and we click close. There, it's closing quickly, so it doesn't wait for 2 seconds anymore. So let's try to close. Success, close. The success is not closing, I think, because um, alert. It should be alert right there. So yeah, that's pretty much working properly now. So this is how you can create an alert notification using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And by the next video, I'll explain to you how you can make this code dry by, we'll just have a template like this one and a button like already this one, and just we'll just change the content using JavaScript. And then for the styles, I'll explain, and in another video I'll explain more how to when we click this and remove, how is it that display none is not showing animation. So I will explain to you more detailed about the display none attribute and how you can do your work around animation and that. So that's pretty much it.